What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Michael. Welcome to MC9J. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome to the year 2025. This is my first video of 2025, and I'm happy to show you guys everything that is going to be happening this year. I'm happy to document my journey. Thank you. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always sticking around. And this year will be no different, but it will be much more greater and better. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, as you saw in the thumbnail and the title, my first trade of 2025. So this year we are done with like trying to learn or trying to upgrade our trading strategy. Understand, we've done it for 2 years already. Understand, January 15th of this year will be official 2 years, and we'll kickstart our year 3 journey. Understand? So this year is all about executing. Understand? Feel me? Executing, going to the chart, doing what you know what to do, and just like I wrote in my diary, this year is just the goal of this year is just payouts. You understand? No rushing, no pressure, just executing and payouts. You feel me? So I'll be documenting, like you saw in the title, I'll be documenting my journey, my prop firm journey from 0 to 100k funded. Then maybe if you pass 100k to a million and like that. But right now I'm trading a 5k account, and I want to share my journey. So this week I took 3 trades. So I started this week with 5k account and a $9 personal account. So on the 5k account, I was able to pass the 5% phase 1 target. It is actually a 3 phase, 555 for each. If you want to use the prop firm, link in the description below. You have to use the code to get 25% discount below. Now I passed the phase 1 in 4 trading days. So I actually entered 2 trades, but the first one was the major trade, which was USDCHF. I'm gonna do a video breakdown of the trade I took, so stick to the end. If you want to know how I trade everything, my WhatsApp is always active, my X account is always active. Yeah, that's where I usually post most of my kind of signals, so you can follow me there. But if you want to still understand how I'm able to reason, how I'm able to think and find out the trade idea, wait to the ending of the video. So I took the first trade on USDCHF, the first CPI. I told you guys CPI is my meal. First CPI was CHF CPI, and it was a banger. On that Tuesday the trade went 1 to 6 hours. In this year of 2025, risk management, understand, is my girlfriend, is my partner. You understand? So I started the year with 0.2% risk, understand, and that is what I used for my initial first entry. Then on Wednesday, because I swinged it for 4 days, you understand, before it hit my TP, it went for 4 days. I swing the trade for 4 days. I'm going to show you everything at the ending of this video. I did a breakdown on everything, so if you want to watch it, wait to the end. So on the second entry on Wednesday, I did 0.5% risk, and that is how I was able to swing it till Friday. Before NFP release data, I was already hitting my TP of 1 to 11 hours. Look at the screenshot. It's crazy. First trade of 2025 went 1 to 11 hours. That was mad. Then along the week, on Wednesday, we also had AUDCPI, which was also beautiful, although I was not concentrating on the original entry because I was still holding and swing trading the USDCHF trade. But I was able to enter a position, but it just went like 1 to 2 hours. I didn't risk anything much. I think I just risked like 0.2%. Like this year I'm prioritizing risk management, you understand, and it is what it is. So the trade went well. but I didn't hold for long and I came out. But it was the USDCHF trade I held for 4 days, and we hit TP on Friday. So that was how I took the trade. But on my personal account, I also took extra one more trade, which was USDCAD, and I was able to trade it. But I think the USDCAD, we had USDCAD news and also USD news that same hour. So what happened was both of them were positive and the news spiked. You understand? Like there was a spike, but it later still went to the direction. But anyway, let me not spoil next week video. Let me just stop here that we just passed phase 1 and we are into phase 2. So the next slide right now is gonna be me showing you guys the breakdown on every video. So if you like the video, if you enjoy it, let me know if you want me to do more of it instead of all just sit down and talk video. So yeah, that's that on that. First trade of the year, 1 to 11 hour. Past phase 1 in 1 week. We're next into phase 2. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Michael. Today I'm gonna show you guys the breakdown on all the trades I took this week. This is my personal account. This is the profit I made. Understand? I've already withdrawn $20. Actually, I deposited. If you look here, I deposited. I deposited on Monday. I deposited $9. Understand? $8, $9 ish. Then these are all my trades. Let me put it in profit, and you see these are all my trades. You can see USDCHF, AUD, and USDCAD. I'm going to show you guys all the breakdown of all the trade that I took this week. Now if you go to my prop firm account, history, you can see all the trades I took. You can see phase 1 passed $250, 5%. You can see, let me put it in profit. Now you can see, I just took only USDCHF and AUD. Those are the 2 trades I took here. But my personal account, I took 3 trades. Although the last one didn't work out very well, but it was actually a good setup, and I'll show you how it all went. Now let's go to my trading view and let me show you guys the trades. Now let's start from USDCHF because we had our first CPI USDCHF on Tuesday. So let's go to Tuesday. Now this was Tuesday. You get me? This trade here, this guy here. So how was I able to enter this trade that cost me 1 to 11 hour, almost 1 to 11 hour? You can see here 1 to 10, 1 to 11 hour. Now how did I enter this trade? First of all, let me start from the higher time frame. So this is what I usually do, guys. Every time before the week open, I go to the higher time frame to look at the overall picture. You can see that this candle here was this week that just ended. Now I'm talking about. Now before this candle was made, this was the previous candle. So I saw that price is bullish. Then I said, why is it bullish? Fundamentally, USD is strong based on all the data that they've been releasing. I'm like, okay, checked. But technically on the chart, what do I always look for on the higher time frame? Draw on liquidity. Now you can see these 2 double head here. These 2 double head. A lot of when price got here, so price got here again is sold. So there's a lot of sell stops here. So I feel since price have been gravitating upwards, price is going to this draw on liquidity. That was my draw on liquidity. As simple as that. So draw on liquidity is obvious places where you see sell stop and buy stop, just like double head and bottom, trend line, and the rest of our. And also the one I also use a lot is fair value gap. Now you can see for future purpose that I have marked a fair value gap draw on liquidity up here. You can see fair value gap here. So fair value gaps and double top, double bottom, trend lines, drawn liquidity. All those are what I use as my drawn liquidity on higher time frame. I mark it on this black line represents the monthly drawn liquidity, monthly candle wicks top and bottom. You understand? You can see the way I put it, the wicks of the candle wicks top and bottom. That's the monthly for the black line. For the red line, the weekly. You understand? I just use that as the color which to indicate. But the one that is very very visible, if you see here, this double bottom, double head here, understand, was my draw on liquidity on the weekly time frame. I'm like, okay, good. Now going into this day, how did I on that Tuesday? So anytime I want to enter a trade, I usually go on the 5 minutes. You feel me? On the 5 minutes. So on that fateful Tuesday, first thing I always do anytime I come to the market, I always mark my New York midnight open. New York midnight open is 6 or 5 London session time. Understand? So New York midnight open. What's New York midnight? New York midnight open is just, it allows me to watch the range. You understand? Because markets move in range. There's what we call accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So you can see that price was accumulating below the New York midnight open. When price is accumulating below the New York midnight open, 90% of the time price will buy. When price is accumulating above New York midnight open, 90% of the time price will sell. If you study ICT 2022 model, that is what is said. But there's another thing into it that I have discovered, which I call the 10% days. 10% days whereby even though price ranges below the New York midnight open, price will still sell if your drawn liquidity is to the downside. So when my drawn liquidity is to this upside, okay, good. So how did I enter the trade for that day? Now you can see that price was below New York midnight open, made this low, came up like this, made this high. When it made this, when it was around here, I was expecting when price was coming up like this to break this high, but it didn't. Understand? There was no market structure shift here, so price still fell to the downside. So this is the news. Understand? If you check your calendar, 8:30, the news was released by 7:30 London session, 8:30 Nigerian time. When the news released, the news caused market structure shift. When market structure shift is caused with fair value gap, understand, and you can see that price pulled back into fair value. That's the pattern. Price has swept the Asian liquidity, made a lower high, pulled back, didn't break it, broke down again. That means this is still maintaining the last lower high. News came, caused this break with fair value gap. You wait. Actually saw this gap. If you look here again, there's a really gap here. So that's where I did my entry, my initial first entry from, and voila, all the way. And you can see we entered it and we started riding. So on day one, price actually did 1 to 6 hour, understand, but I knew that price is still gonna go higher. You feel me? I knew that price is still gonna go higher, so I did not close. And the next day, if you watch my chart, I'm gonna paste it here. You see that I did another entry around this level again, around this level. Why did I do another entry around this level? I saw that price took the Asian low. When price took the Asian low, it did like a market structure shift, pulled back and started running. But this is not a very clean market structure shift, so I didn't actually enter from here. So when the New York session came, when I saw this run up, I just took my fib from the beginning of this place to the top here, understand, and I just said, okay, let price pull back into 50 or 60 or 70% region level, which price did, and I continued buying from here again. I entered on that position. Look at the screenshot. I entered again from here and continue riding. So for my first position, I actually used 0.25% risk of my 5k account. Then on this other position, I actually used 0.5% risk, and I started riding it to the upside. So that's how I rode it to the upside till this level. I think when price got to this level, all the positions were already in significant profit and I closed. So I actually closed my trade around this region here before NFP. This is NFP market. Understand? This is NFP market. Now you see, that's just how I enter. That's the signature of my setup. Understand? That's the signature of my setup. There must be a liquidity sweep, then market structure shift to fair value gap, pull back into the fair value gap, then ride it to the upside. I hope you understood. Now going for AUD USD, very beautiful pair. So also on the higher time frame, mark my draw on liquidity. You can see this black line was my draw on liquidity. This black line was my draw on liquidity. This was this weak candle that just closed like this. So on Wednesday we had AUD CPI. So when the CPI came out, it was positive, the AUD, but draw on liquidity was to the downside, and there was no any liquidity that price was trying to go up. You can see how December candle closed on the monthly time frame. So this January candle just pulled back up, tapping, and then wicked down all the way, and it's starting to melt to the downside. So how did I enter on that day? So on that Tuesday, AUD has already started giving like good AUD was already giving a nice sell-off already on that Tuesday, but I was focused on AUDCHF and USDCHF. You can see I actually marked this fair value gap because a day prior to that, you can see how price also on a Monday, how price melts down. Understand? Price melt down, leaving this fair value gap. So I marked the fair value gap. So price retraced into the fair value gap on that day, on that fateful day. If you draw your New York midnight open from here, you see that price was above. Our drawn liquidity was to the downside. Now price mitigated the fair value gap. We had market structure shift. You can see market structure shift. If you open very well, you see fair value gaps here and there. Fair value gaps from here down all the way to this place. Pull back into the fair value gap and you start selling. You understand? Because price has mitigated all the fair value gap. There's nothing that price want to. There's no liquidity again that price want to mitigate, and you can see the signature. Understand? Know your draw. The main thing is always knowing your draw on liquidity, and when price pull back, you can see. But on this day, I didn't take this trade. This was the one I took. This one was not the CPI trade. This was the CPI trade. For the CPI trade, I just waited for. I marked this fair value gap in the midnight because it was around 1:30 that they released this. So you can see the CPI news came out and just pushed to the downside. It later pushed all the way back up, covering all this fair value gap that I created, and later on melts to the downside. I didn't really hold a lot of position on that because I was monitoring, but you can see that price just keep going down and going down and going down from this entry here to this place here, like 1 to 12 hour. So it's very, very beautiful. Like, draw your higher time frame liquidity, then you look for this entry model to enter. Now for USD card, where are you? USD card messed us up. Look at the screenshots. This was the original entry. You can see the pattern that I'm talking about. Draw your New York midnight open. Price was below it. Then what happened here was price came to take Asian low market structure shift, broke this lower high, market structure shift. Now it created fair value gaps, pull back into the fair value gap. This was the buy I was buying until NFP came out, and we also had card news. Look at the screenshot. Look at the card news. Card news was also positive, and USD was also positive, and I was stopped out. Like, it wicked and was stopped out. Then for my phase 1, I've already passed the account. Then for my phase 2 was when I entered this trade. Then when I was wicked, I was like, anyway, the dollar is strong. And guess what I did? I quickly went to go and enter from here again after I got stopped out. And I reached 0.5% for the first one. But the spread and the way the reaction of the news pushed me out like into almost 1%. Then I rushed and went to go and enter again here, thinking that price will still keep running because USD NFP was very, very positive. Although I knew the dollar too was the card was positive, but I didn't really care. I was like, NFP is the main, like, this guy is the main guy, understand? But unfortunately for me, price, you can see the way price melted all the way. When I put my stop loss around there, it was so ridiculous. I had to put it here, and you can see that I even got stopped out there. Did as if I want to go and still melt down. Thank God I actually closed from here. So on my phase 2 right now, I'm actually down. Call it screenshot. I'm actually down 2.5%. 2.5%. Yes, 2.5%. But it was an impulsive move. It was not like a revenge trade or anything. Price stopped me out. I just jumped immediately, impulsively, like, oh, I don't want to miss the trade. You understand? I FOMO'd in immediately. I don't want to miss the trade because of the news reaction. But it is what it is. People that come to the chat and they are back testing, you say, oh, look at AUD. It was so bullish for the day. They will not know that what price did play around. So I'm gonna trade USDCAD and USDCHF on next day again. So what I'm actually waiting for now, that I will still want price to still melt down, although the better price action, because on the higher time frame, look at the daily time frame, price did not take any liquidity. You can see this double heads here. Price has not taken any liquidity here, so there's still more opportunity for price to still buy to the upside. So that's that on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you watch to this part. Alright, peace out.